Good morning. It is early-ish in the morning, 7:30. Nora was up at 5:30 and Barry went down with her, which is lucky. Today, I'm going to chat with you about what I'm reading right now. And I'm going to do my makeup at the same time. You guys seem to like this when I did this during Vlogmas. It's been a hot second. So, I thought I'd bring it back. I don't really know the plan yet for what I'm going to do with my makeup, but that's okay. Let's just see how it goes. First, I'm going to just put a little lovely layer of Toleraine Ultra Rich Cream by La Roche-Posay. If I don't do this before the next step, which is foundation, it's just a mess. So I hope you can understand. What should we do? Should we start with the high or should we start with the low? I think we should start with the low. I'm reading 2 books right now. One physical, one audio. That's what I usually do. This is nothing new. I'm going to, before we dive into that, my foundation today is the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Foundation. It's okay. Not my favorite. I have so much to go through. That's the one thing that I do like about it is that there's a lot in this little pot. It seems little. Like when I got it in the mail, I was like, I spent that much money on this. It goes a long way. Needs a lot of blending. So we'll start with the low, hey? It's early days, but I'm reading I'm just reading Lovely War by Julie Berry. So this is a YA book. It's a, war book. And it's narrated by Venus. And she tells the greatest love stories. She's got 2. I think I've only really cracked the surface of it. I've only started listening to one of the stories about, I think it's World War I, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a classical pianist. She's a good girl. And she meets a boy who's about to go to war. And he's like this up-and-coming architect. That's what he wants to do in his life. So they meet, and it's like instant love. And Venus is like pushing them along to like kiss and get together often, and then he goes to war. I'm listening to this on audio. Just gonna buff this in a little bit more. I'm listening to it on audio, and the audio is okay. It's like a cast of narrators, which I usually really like. Like that is a treat when you get a whole cast of narrators and you don't have just one narration on repeat, like one narrator trying to do all of the voices, because that can be really hard to do. Oh, P.S. I'm using a new concealer. This is the IT Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Age Waterproof Concealer in the shade 13 Light Natural. This is an okay concealer. I don't mind it so much. It's not the best. Like I thought it was gonna like be locked in, but I think the problem is that I don't set it with powder, and I should probably start setting with powder, but I don't know, like I'm gonna turn 40 pretty soon, so I have these lines that I don't really want accentuated, and I feel like powder would accentuate. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking that. So the cast of characters is very lovely. I like all of those narrators. That's fine. But as you all know, I have no heart. I struggle with romance books. Like, this is a very favorite of Ashley's from the Bookish Realm. That's part of the reason that I picked it up. I had bought it before Ashley had mentioned it, but as you know, I'm collecting my favorite booktubers favorites from 2020, and then I'm trying to read them throughout 2021, because usually I end up really liking them, which is wonderful. But yeah, as you know, I don't have a heart. Ashley has a heart. I don't. And so I'm really struggling to care. I don't care about the love story. Like, I literally, I feel nothing. I feel dead inside about the love story. I also have no idea why Venus is narrating it. Is that weird? Okay, so I'm moving along to NARS. I just got this palette. It's a duo of Laguna Bronzer and then Orgasm Blush. I got it on mega sale at Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a drugstore here in Canada, if you're wondering what in the hell that is. So I'm just gonna plop that on the cheeks. Yeah, I really don't understand why Venus is telling this story. And it actually annoys me that Venus is telling the story, because I feel like Julie Berry is trying to do what Marcus Zuzik did in The Book Thief, where in that story, Death is the narrator. And it made sense in that story because that was also about World War II. And I guess to her defense, she would say it makes sense to tell a love story from love's perspective because Venus is love. But I don't care. And I feel like it's a weird gimmick thing that I don't enjoy. So there's that. I'm going to continue along. I'm enjoying the actual narration itself. It's very easy to listen to. I'm going on with the blush now. Yeah, it's very, very easy to listen to, that's for sure. But it's just not, I'm not blown away. I must say, I am not blown away. I'm going to go in with some highlighter. This is Becca in Opal. I love this highlighter. Look at that. And I've hit pan because I don't know why some people go in so light on highlighter. I just go to town, as you can see. I'm like, am I a beaming goddess yet? Until I can say yes, I just keep going. That's what I do. So there's that. Yeah, so I don't know if I have a lot more to say about Lovely War. I will continue. I am at the beginning of the audiobook. I would be surprised if it changed around. But the next book I'm going to talk to you about changed around in a good way. This is The Hypnotist by Lars Kepler. Now, you guys know I have been looking for a new detective series. Since Frida, I've been looking. Okay, let's do some eyes here. I'm going to go back in to the bronzer and just put that in my crease, like so. It's Monday. It's a day to be lazy with makeup. I'm honestly do this all the time. I don't care if it's perfect. I just want a little definition in the old crease. No. So, as you know, since Frida, I've been struggling to find another series, like detective-y series that I was gonna like. And it's very different. Like Lars Kepler's writing. It's another husband and wife duo, though. Nikki French wrote the Frida Klein series. That is a husband-wife duo. Lars Kepler, husband and wife duo. very different. The writing is very, very different. I think they are Swedish, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm going in with my Laura Mercier caviar stick in intense rose gold. I just literally put this all over my lid. It's very easy. I love this stuff. So yeah, I've been really, really, well, nervous about starting something new because I, as you know, if you're not new here to my channel, I have struggled to find a detective series that is of interest to me. I don't know what it is, but for the most part, they don't work for me, unfortunately. So The Hypnotist is the first in a series. Apparently you can start, like Abby over at Crime by the Book, she recommends starting like in the fourth book, The Sandman. That's where she suggests starting with it. I didn't know you could do that. I don't love doing that with series. I want to know from the beginning. So we meet two characters in this book. We meet Junalina, who is the detective that we follow all the way through. And then we also meet Eric Larson? Nope, that's an author. We meet somebody named Eric, who's a hypnotist. That's what he's done for a living. And they join forces in this book because a family has been brutally murdered. When I say brutal, I mean it. Like, it's gross. It's descriptive in the same way that The Chestnut Man was. Very similar vibes between that and this, for sure. So Eric has to perform a hypnotism on a teenage boy who has survived. So all of these victims have been stabbed and cut multiple times, like hundreds of times, and he has somehow survived. We thought he was dead, but he survived. And he's like fighting for his life, but they need to know like who did this. They need to get to the bottom of it. So they do the hypnotism. And that's all I'm going to, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I will tell you that it took a long time before I got into it. I was actually really worried for the first like 140 pages. I'm going to go in with the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I don't do eyeliner well, guys. Everyone knows this. Well, I know it. And you will know it too, now that you're watching me do it. Terrible job. Like, how do people do such gorgeous liner? I know they don't pull. I have to because it looks a mess when I just do it normally. So, Detective Junalina is on the case. It took me so long to get into it. We were following all of these characters. We were following Juna, which was fine. But then we were following Eric and his wife and his son. And I was like, why are we on this tangent? And then as I went in, like 140 pages in, it just ramped up. I feel like it's like a roller coaster where you're going up very, very slowly. And then all of a sudden, it's insane. And I'm in the insane part. And I ended up, now I'm at like 240 pages. It is so good. I will say that I don't love the comedy. There's comedy in it that's really silly. And I don't enjoy the comedy whatsoever. But I'm wondering if it's like lost in translation because this is translated from Swedish. So 240 pages in now, I'm going to go in with Lash Paradise, L'Oreal Lash Paradise in waterproof, otherwise raccoon eyes to the max. Yeah, 240 pages in. I turned off my light last night. I got out my sleeping mask, which is like infused with, oh dear, infused with like lavender. It's wonderful. It'll probably be on my favorites. But then I couldn't keep the mask on because I was too scared. Now, I read a lot of horror books. I read a lot of thriller books. I don't often get scared for myself, but there is a character in here who is seemingly pure evil, and it's terrifying to me. Oh my gosh, I cannot put it down. I can't wait to read more. Yeah, so I'm so glad because I think I have 4 of the books from that series. Like, I went all in before I even started the series, which, note to self, don't do that in case you hate it. But I'm very happy to say that I feel very confident that this is a series that I'm going to really enjoy this year. Last year was Nikki French's Free to Klein series, which still so cozy. This year is the Junalina series. Not in any way cozy, just violent. So put on some mascaras. And now, I think I'm going to go in with something very simple today for a lippy look. I'm just going to do, first of all, I have to take off sometimes I get like foundation on my lips. I think I'm just going to go in with the Fenty Beauty lip balm or balm gloss. What are they called? I don't know. In Cake Shake. This was part of a collection, like a holiday collection, so they're tiny. Like, here's the regular size, and this is it's actually not that much smaller. Anywho, I really enjoy this particular color. It looks dark in the tube, but as you can see, it goes on, and it's just lovely. Really, really love that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm reading right now. I've been having a pretty good reading month thus far. I hope you guys have too. Have you guys read either of these? The Hypnotist or Lovely War? I feel like I might get some negative comments about me hating this. It's just because I don't have a heart. If you like this, it's because you have a heart, and I congratulate you. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because why not? And I will let you know how I land on this one because wowza. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know when you're reading, all of that. Hope this was of interest to you. I'm going to go downstairs, give a little cuddle to my girl. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.